Hey guys, welcome back to House Flipper 2 with Rash from Rash Decision. If you are enjoying the content, please leave a like and subscribe to let me know. Enjoy the video. Alright, getting right back into it. It looks like we have another one in Peanut Cove now, and now the other one that we saw in Crayfish. So I'm actually just going to, we have a new one in Crayfish. So now I have 3 jobs, but again, I'm going to go right down the list. I'm going to go straight into the DIY. Went so very wrong that we looked at last time, and I actually just saw this and kind of chuckled to myself, Tom's friend. So that does solidify that we are just Tom's friend, not relative or anything like that. This still makes me wonder, maybe the exam in the post-it note in your parents' drawer, maybe that was just more for them to remember that you wanted to kind of be there to support him or something like that. Who knows? Either way, let's see. My daughter is a self-proclaimed DIY. Oh no, this might be the one I saw on the subreddit that I mentioned in the last episode. That this one might be the DIY fail I saw. I have to admit, the decoration stuff she makes is really adorable, but she really should stay away from any kind of total interior renovations. Are we talking about TikTok videos or? I have to admit though, I've found myself that YouTube Shorts, as much as I don't like TikTok and YouTube Shorts and in the culture they create, I have to admit they do work. People do like to watch those videos quite a lot, and they do actually drive some traffic to my channel. But either way, our poor bathroom is her latest unfortunate victim. Uh-oh. Can you clean up the mess she left? And some proper renovation wouldn't hurt. Oh, and there's also the kitchen. I'm sorry. And also there's the kitchen. There's little to no counter space, and while I loved its clean and white aesthetic space, I'm sorry, clean white aesthetic once, I keep reading it wrong because I'm expecting something to be there that isn't. Now I find it a bit dull. Maybe it's time to use some color. Looking forward to working with you, Isabel Luna. Okay. Luna. Didn't we work with the Luna previously? Anyway, let's go ahead and begin the job. Private property, no trespassing. Looks like we have a modern aesthetic here, out here on the beach. Oh, no, that was just the loading screen. Oh, I like this. This is craftsman. This is absolutely a craftsman style. This, this might actually classify as like the French colonial. And the way you can identify French colonial is it'll always have like this massive porch. Excuse me. Having a little bit of trouble here. It'll always have like this massive overhang porch. It'll have like this massive stilt structure like this. The little hut underneath, I think that's more just for a storage area underneath here. But yeah, this is kind of screaming French colonial style. There's a style that's very, very popular in places like New Orleans and places in Louisiana. There's a lot of areas in that part of the country that use this style because of local flooding, things like that. When the French colonists were first setting up shop, I guess the best way to put it, they wanted to have the high stilts because lumber was plentiful. Good, strong, like stone pine, things like that were extremely easy to come by, and oak and hickory, elm, mulberry, anything of that nature was super easy to come by, super sturdy, strong wood that was resistant to moisture. And you would build these stilts and then build the house on top of it. And of course, you would have like the large porches that went all the way around the house. And you would have like these craftsman style windows and eaves, things like that, that would kind of make up the differences in the architecture from its neighbors or neighboring areas. I like that. It's a nice little office. I like that. I can't wait till we build our office in the PC house. Looks like we got some paint here. Have a little bit of a problem going on. Oh, that's weird. So this is kind of what they were talking about. Is need a little bit of help in a couple of the rooms. I'm gonna pick that up. Gotta get it out of my way. Oh wow. Got a lot of stuff on this table. I've actually been in a couple of folks' houses like this. There's nothing wrong with this, um, especially if you don't use your table a lot. It's just this is a little bit too cluttery for me. Um, I don't mind a lived-in feel, but I want everything to have its place, and the table is not where it goes. Like I do have some stuff on my table, of course, but it's usually stuff it's like decorative because my table is against a wall, and I have a couple decorations there against the wall to kind of like look out. And of course, there's like a utensil holder and things of that nature. So we'll go ahead and vacuum up these coffee beans that have kind of spilled onto the floor out of that container that I picked up. Okay, looks like that's all right. Looks like we have a little bit more vacuuming to do, so I'm guessing there's something else around here that needs to be vacuumed up. Maybe over here. Oh, oh, oh. There it is. Okay. Yep, looks like we've got some work to do here in the kitchen. I didn't even look over here. So, yeah, what she was talking about is, you know, everything else in this house is super, super nice, and they're trying to use like the damaged or degraded look to identify that we need to sell these items. But honestly, they could have done without that for this one. They were already saying that, hey, we need to redo the kitchen. I feel like that should have been enough to identify, because even if we took out the flipper tool and scan over it, as long as it has this golden outline, it's going to tell us that we need to sell it. So I'm not quite sure why the developers made this choice in here. Maybe it was just more for engine purposes, like something that just helps with in-engine use. So we'll go ahead and get rid of all of this while we're standing here with this tool in hand, and that's just going to help us clean up a little bit, because everything that should be left will just be like trash and stains, things like that. So we'll go ahead and get our trash bag out while we're at it. And that's going to be a little bit of vacuuming that needs to be done there. Now, so see, scratches in the freaking tile. In the tile. How do you scratch tile? Were you rolling a yard roller over it? How did you do that? Okay, so let's see. And of course, we're going to take out our unobtainium cleaning spray, and look at that. Scratches came right out of tile. And this isn't just regular tile. This looks like marble tile. We just filled in scratches in marble tile with our unobtainium cleaning cloth. This is absolutely incredible. Okay. I'm sorry, developers. If you're watching this, I swear I'm not making fun of you. I know it just has to do with how the game needs to be made accessible for regular people and not be super complex, that kind of thing. But I'm not making fun of you, I promise. It just amuses me so much that these cleaning cloths are just so perfect at doing absolutely everything all at once. Let's see. Okay. Got some service finishes here, and I'm guessing that's going to be purchasing the new stuff. Okay. Awesome. So let's see. Got some ceramic tiles. I'm guessing that's going to go on the floor. And our subway tiles. Yeah, it actually does have the name Subway Tiles right there. It's probably going to go on the wall. So we're going to go ahead and grab this. Looking for some blue. Okay, got some blue going on in here. We're going to be placing our backsplash for the cabinets. And there again, like I said, you always want the top of the cabinets to come up to the bottom of your backsplash. You want the bottom of the hanging cabinets to come up to the top of your backsplash. And that's just like what I was talking about in last, maybe it was the previous episode. There again, I can never remember what episodes do what, so I'm just going to stop referencing previous or last, or I'm just going to say in another episode I talked about how you want your backsplash to kind of cover everything between your cabinets. And realistically, unless the ceiling goes up, I imagine it's probably just going to always be three squares tall of backsplash, and that's going to be just the perfect size for going between the top of your lower and the bottom of your upper, and give you that little bit of space to work. One thing you'll always notice, and I'll get to this a little bit more in the cabinets themselves. Grab this. But when you place your hanging cabinets, they're always half the depth of your standing cabinets. And the reason for that is when you're working at countertop space, you do not want to hit your head on that hanging cabinet's lower lip. So if you had like full depth hanging cabinets, usually that's going to be used for something like a buffet. If you don't know what a buffet is, it's kind of like how should I put it? It'll be like full depth cabinets, upper and lower, and it'll just have like the space taken out of the center, so you can place like food items in between, underneath. And the reason for that is so that you can have like lights on the underside of your upper or hanging cabinets to highlight what foods you want to highlight in that particular buffet. So let's see. Okay, kind of recalibrate ourselves and get back on track here. So where's our corner cabinet? So we don't have a corner cabinet. So what we're going to be doing here is, okay, that's exactly what I thought. We're going to be doing a, looks like an island that's kind of aligned over here to the right. So I'm just going to follow this so I don't have to kind of worry about where I'm placing things and figuring it out for myself. I'm just going to kind of follow their design rather than trying to do it any other way. So it looks like this one goes here. And then we have the sink. I really like this combination, actually. I feel like the blue subway tile is a little bit too much. They could have gone with white on the subway tile and not worried too much about it, and would have accented these really, really well. But the only thing is, if they had done that, I would have asked for white handles as well, just kind of give that accenting match. And then the sink, I'm not quite sure what they were going for with the sink. Having a black sink like this, you know, it's fine. It's perfectly fine if it's what you want to do, but it's going to make it really hard for you to see, first off, any kind of grime or anything that's down in there, unless you have a light that's directly shining into it. It's going to make it really hard for you to see the edge of that straining plate, and so you're going to bust your knuckles on this all the time, and you're going to have like a harder time cleaning the bottom of this. I don't like the idea of dark colored sinks. Again, if it's what you want to do, it's what you want to do. I'm never going to say no to somebody that wants to go out of their way and do it themselves. Absolutely. Build your DIY skills. Do what you want to do. I designed my entire own kitchen. Like I said in a previous episode, I am actually a IT specialist for a cabinet design software, a cabinet CAD software, computer-aided design. And when we were renovating our house, I went through the effort of designing my entire own kitchen, and I started to say the developer, but no, the renovating contractor, he looked at the design. He said, "This is an excellent design. I love this." And it kind of made me feel really awesome because I'd never actually designed a kitchen before for use in a production environment. And because I designed my own kitchen and he's just installing the cabinets for me, it made me feel really awesome that I can really say, this is my kitchen. You know, that's a really awesome feeling. Let's see, got a carpet here. I'm not quite sure what to do with that. I'm actually going to put that in front of the sink because I don't really know what to do with it. That's an odd shape. I'm going to do that. There we go. Here we go. And that's going to be a bar stool. So that's going to go on the other side of the island over here. Let's see. So we got some... Aha. This is what we need next. That's a little bit strange. Let me look at this. Okay, so we want to put a gap there. That's why. That's why. Okay, so I didn't see the gap. Oh, that's going to be a bit of a gap, isn't it? Whatever. It doesn't really make too much difference to me. In fact, doing it this way is a little bit nicer because it means you have more room to put a larger fridge in there later. Maybe not to the right or left, but it is what it is. Oh, that's I hate that, but it's what they wanted, so I'm going to do it. It's not a decision. It's not a choice I would have made, so I see that we have two of these. So I guess it really is going to... Let's put the glass over the sink. Actually, I don't like that either. But again, it's what they want, so I'm not gonna question it. I'm just gonna kind of do it and tolerate it. It's just not a choice I would personally make. And I went over this again in that previous episode talking about kitchens. This would cause lots of scratches along this wall and probably mess up the edge of that cabinet door. You would end up replacing that cabinet uh, very soon in relevance to the other cabinets. Okay, so let's have a look here. And I'm going to guess yep, I was exactly correct. So let's do this. And I'm going to align this so that there we go. Excellent. And we're going to put these down. I want to, there. I got stuck. I'm sorry. Let's see. Split the distance. There we go. Looks really good. I like that. This is a good designed kitchen. The only problem I have with this kitchen is that it's what's called a corridor kitchen. One of the problems with corridors, you have a work triangle that you have to create between your sink, your stove, and your fridge. And when you have a corridor, yeah, you have your triangle is super tight. There's nothing wrong with it, but your work area where you're going to be standing can actually be interrupted by anybody coming in through here. One of the ways you can always identify a good designed kitchen, a well-designed kitchen, I'm sorry, is when your work triangle is not interrupted by through traffic. So when there's ways for your when there's ways for the through traffic to get around your work triangle while someone else is working here, trying to cook some food or get into the fridge to get that little carton of cream to get back over here to do whatever. If there's ways like this actually for someone to come in and get to the fridge and get out, that's wonderful. But when you have this path that goes through the kitchen, through the middle of that work triangle, it can interrupt that workflow. And especially in a four-person family like they have here, they had actually the picture over here, and I saw it, four-man family. You know, it can kind of cause interruptions if, say, if I'm cooking a steak over here and I realize that I need some rosemary and it's in this cabinet, I have to go over here. But if somebody's standing here, I'm not going to be able to open that open that cabinet properly because the fridge is open. So it can kind of interrupt that workflow. So probably have to be careful of that. So not exactly how I would design this kitchen. First off, I would remove this door. Just allow this to be the primary thoroughfare and kind of wrap this around to make it into an L rather than trying to force it into this corridor shape. I'm sorry, I can't speak today. My brain is moving a lot faster than my mouth, I guess. Okay. So make sure I've got everything done here. I do. And all this is one room, so that means everything is done out here. Excuse me. Let's see. Oh, wow. Well, this is cool. Got a nice little... Oh, that's built into the wall. That's neat. That's a very flush fit, too. Good Lord. Why would you leave the gap down there, then? Like, I know there's, like, legs on the furniture, but I'm sure there's better ways to do this. Anyway, and the nice little corner shelves, got the chessboard. Is that all individual? No, it is not. I was about to be really impressed that somebody went in there and placed everything individually. And I apologize, I'm kind of snooping around this person's house, but I'm just so curious. Oh, wow, that's... Uh-oh. Aw, seriously, don't forget the eggs. But I'm actually kind of disappointed. I was hoping that would be something juicy. I'm not a gossip person, but I do love finding things like that. There's like little Easter eggs left by the developers. I love stuff like that. It gives it personality, it gives it charm. Like the note I found behind the fridge in the PC house. That tickled me more than it really should have, but I love stuff like that when it has that personality to it, when it really feels like the developer cared about the product they were making. They weren't just making the product to make money. Of course, you know, you make video games to make money. That's because they're very expensive to make. But at the same, oh, I see it. There it is. Yep, yep. So this was the screenshot I saw on the subreddit, and if you notice, like a lot of these are misaligned or rotated incorrectly. Yep, yep. There it is, and I'm gonna actually look at that. Yep. Yeah, some of these kind of have the paint is kind of dripping down. They weren't allowed to dry properly. She tried to do it down here as well. Oh, good Lord. You know, I'm just like the mother in this case. I give this a solid A for effort. This is actually really cool, a really cool idea. It's a little bit too visually interesting. I feel like if the pattern had just been continued in one color, like the white, and it had all been done like very evenly, like for this, they're actually trying to imply that the paint was kind of glopped on, and it really was, especially like right here. But in the ones like this, where it looks like it was almost spray painted, it would probably have worked really well if that had been continued. Like instead of just having it like this and you just hold it, if the item was a little bit larger and the lips were kind of rolled over so that it would kind of hook into the channels between the tile and have like a little handle off to the side like right over here so you can hold it and apply pressure and then use your right hand to kind of spray the an even coat of spray paint in there, let it dry for a second, pull off the mold, and you could end up with a really nice result. But yeah, this was, the heart was in the right place, the technique was not. And it's really just a practice makes perfect kind of situation. So I really applaud the effort. I just noticed the duck with a top hat. I am, if this is something in the store, I'm buying one of these. I don't care. I'm putting one of those in like both bathrooms of the PC house. Did I say both? Yes, I actually installed a bathroom in the lower floor of that house. We'll get to that in a later episode. Yeah, heart was in the right place. Love the idea. Implementation could use a little bit of work, a little bit of practice. Like I wouldn't have done this like in a bathroom that's actively being used. I would have just gone to like a hardware store, bought like a pack of tiles, and just tried it out on the window. Ugh. There again, I would have practiced on some tiles from like the hardware store that I could throw away, some really cheap ones or something like that. Maybe like some vinyl tiles even, before I brought it in here to try out in here. So yeah, this is definitely an A for effort. Love where the idea is coming in, but could have used a little bit of practice, a little bit of proof of concept prior to just throwing it down. And let me move this back so I don't lose it trying to sell stuff. Yeah, I could have used a little bit of practice, a little bit of proof of concept before putting it into what I would call a production environment. Got one more thing to sell. Aha! That was camouflaged against the floor. So let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. Let's see. Okay, so the toggle actually has a little bit of a powerful implementation. I'm just kind of scrolling around with the mouse, and I can actually spray at the same time, and that kind of makes things go a little bit faster. So yeah, if I just toggle this and I just start spraying, it kind of works a little bit faster. So and of course I can kind of overcome the cooldown of the sprayer. Now up here it seems like it's not going to work too awful well to use the sprayer because these are too small and kind of disappearing a little bit too quickly just with the cloth. But yeah, this one I'm actually not going to comment on because a Scotch-Brite pad could take care of this. Like these ceramic tiles like this, I said it before, you can clean these things forever with the most hardcore cleaning practice you can think of. And they just will always come right back to life. that baked on glaze. That thing is absolutely bulletproof. There we go. I guess this one I don't have to go around the edge. It was just kind of a reflex that I did that. I really messed up my groove on that one, so that was kind of my fault. Let's see, surface. Oh, we're actually redoing the surface. I guess that begs the question: why did I clean it up then? Why did I clean it if I'm just going to replace them anyway? But anyway, let's see, ornate tiles. Aha! So, aha! That's clever. Okay, so instead of having the painted tiles, actually having like proper proper tiles that were made to be like that. And once again, we're not going to finish this job until it's 3 stars and fully completed. You cannot make me. I will never hit that button before I see 3 golden stars up there. Go. And I noticed that there's a bathtub here. I haven't placed a bathtub yet, so the fact that I'm getting an option to put these tiles on that bathtub is actually kind of cool. But it matches the floor, not the wall, so I'm going to leave it. Looks like it's... Oh, no! I'll fix it. I will fix it. I didn't fix it last time I did that, but I'm going to this time. Okay. Let's go ahead and get everything placed here before I go get the paint. Go. Okay. And now I'm actually going to go out into the regular store. I'm going to go into Furnace Surface Finishes. I'm going to grab some white paint because I screwed up. It's my own fault. And we're just going to use 2 of these. There we go. Is that not white paint? Oh no. Well, I guess I'm going to do it properly then. This is what I get for being an idiot with the tiles. I'm going to go to the plaster, and I'm actually going to do this properly. I have plenty of budget, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and do all the walls then. Oh well. This is my own fault. I'm doing this because I am a dum-dum and wasn't paying attention when I'm placing down tiles. You saw it here first. This is my fault. I'm fixing it. Oh, that does match. Okay, so I just needed the plaster instead of the regular. Okay. Whew. I feel a lot better now. Okay. I thought I was going to have to do all the walls, but that's okay. Now we got everything matching again. It looks great. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to go back here to quest a radiator for it's a towel holder radiator. We're going to put that over here. I like that. Sink cabinet, a cabinet, toilet. The toilet was right here, wasn't it? Now I can't remember. Let's put this over behind the door then. And we'll put the toilet. That's another hanging toilet. I remember that little house on the beach where we had the hanging toilet below the window. And I was sitting there thinking, oh, that's going to be a weak wall. I suppose as long as it was built correctly. Being a houseboat, I guess it would have to be. Let's see, got a cabinet. Now here again, I may have to move this. If this had been in House Flipper 1 and I had to put down those pipes first, moving this would be a nightmare, and I am going to have to move it. This is wider than I expected. Yeah, trying to do this in House Flipper 1 would have been a nightmare because I would have had to place that down at least twice. And of course, here's another cabinet. I like this cabinet. It has like that little breezeway in the bottom of it. And this shelf right here, I love that it matches this down here and then just continues up with a shelf. It's a perfect placement in the corner there. So we'll go ahead and put that there. Got ourselves a toilet paper holder. Kind of move that out over there. And of course, there's probably, no, there's not toilet paper. We're not purchasing toilet paper. Well, we will put the shelf up above this toilet to have a place to put more toilet. Come on. I guess it's not going to let me move that over. I'd really like to center that. Oh, there we go. I guess it just wasn't cooperating with me. But I want to put that up there to kind of give a place to have extra toilet paper if you need it. Then we're going to move this around so that you can kind of step on it and open it up there. Wall decor. There's a mirror. So I got to figure out a place to put this wall decor. I guess I'd probably have to put it like right up there, wouldn't I? It's the only kind of blank spot. There we go. Love it, love it, love it. Excellent. Looks great in here. I also like the hanging plants in here above the bathtub. That's one thing that I've done a lot in House Flipper 1 is the hanging plants over the bathtub. Usually I put like a ceiling lamp or maybe like a wall lamp kind of shining down into it to kind of give it like an accent. And maybe like a shelf above them or something like that. Just kind of fill up the space on that wall because it always just seems to me that the space above bathtubs, because they have to be like, excuse me, they usually have to be like blank walls to kind of keep the privacy because, you know, you have like a window here, but normally you have like curtains and that sort of thing. And I don't have curtains in House Flipper 2 yet. It's probably going to be a future update. I think that's how it was in House Flipper 1, but yeah, when you only have like an option for maybe like one window to keep the privacy, so you end up with like these massive blank walls around bathtubs because they have to be so low. So trying to fill up that space is always wonderful. I'm going to make one little last sweep. I'm just going to look around up here. So I have 3 stars. And I've noticed that this is probably the daughter's room that does like the DIY stuff. And just like with the 2 roommates in the concert house, they were talking about not making any changes in the roommate's room, and it was like I wouldn't say totally trash. I was actually kind of disappointed it wasn't, but it had some trash in it, but they told me not to do anything in there. I see that I have 3 stars, and this is exactly how it was previously as well. There was the 3 stars, and then they didn't want me to go into the roommate's room because all they wanted was just like the rest of the house fixed. I'm gonna say that's the situation here, and I'm actually gonna leave that room completely alone. I'm just not gonna bother because I don't want to do anything that's outside of what they're asking me to do. Not because I'm being lazy, but because I want to kind of respect their privacy and respect what they're doing. I'm running into every single room in the house looking. I'm going to invade everything. I'm going to look at everything. I don't want to invade their privacy. You know, I'm just going to be a hypocrite. But no, what I mean is I don't want to invade what they kind of have going on. So I'm guessing... Do I need to? Yes. Okay, so that was something I did miss. And since I have the 3 stars and I have everything done, and I'm not going to go into the DIYer's room there, I don't want to mess up anything in there. So because they probably want everything in there to stay there, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish the job. 11,000. Now this one, I will agree that we did a bit because cleaning up that paint in that room realistically would have taken some time. Like I said, we're using like, you know, Scotch-Brite pads and things like that, but it still would have taken some time if that paint had been dry. All right, so let's actually go back in here. I just want to have a quick little look. Don't have any email. Have some... I should actually go into assembly. So I do have some more stuff in assembly. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this. A table lamp. Okay. All right, all right. Let's see. What have we got here? And hold the pickup. Aha, aha. Okay. Assemble. Okay, so we have have that. So we were just placing the screws there, and now we're kind of screwing them in to get them to the exact tightness they need. And then here's the socket. There's the screw for the bottom of the socket. Here's the light bulb. And now last thing we need are a couple screws here. So we're going to go ahead and get them placed. And now we're going to go ahead and screw them in, get them down to where they need to be. I do like the fact that the wheel gets larger as it gets close to where it needs to be. That's nice. All right. So I didn't actually finish it within 110. Looks like I was only a few seconds off, but that was mostly because I was just kind of paying attention to what needed to be done more than what I was actually doing. So I'm actually going to go back in, and I'll come back to the other ones later because it looks like it added a few more here. But I'm still going to go in and I'll run this one down really quickly to make sure I can get that maximum discount. And the purpose of this is you want to get it into like the perfect level of tightness. You want it to be snug without being over tightened, because if you get into like the yellow that's too tight, could cause some damage to like the part, or could cause like the cracking on like a retaining ring, something like that. Or if you get into the red, you could strip the threads. Actually, look at that. I've just passed over 100,000 credits in my wallet. That's going to be really nice for flipping houses, because more money you have up front, the better you can make the house and the more profit you can make. But we're going to cut this episode off right there. I might do some more of those assemblies off screen just to kind of get them out of the way. But yeah, we're going to cut it off there. Have a good one, my dudes. Cheers.